Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of You've Already Peaked Gaming Podcast, featuring your host, Locarthemanbeast. Also featuring me, your silky suave companion, DjLobsterDust.
Silky smooth.
I brought out the chili silk for this one.
Yeah, fuck that.
Don't know why.
Fuck that.
Don't know why. Whoa.
Fuck that company, bro.
Whoa.
They're dead to me. We talked about this, man. No original chicken crispers. Fucking changing their menu. New CEO's got his head so far up his ass. What are you trying to be, fucking Applebee's?
Listen, let's not say anything we can't take back.
I'm not trying to take that back.
What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
I'm out fucking swinging.
Oh, man. It has been an adventurous fucking weekend.
Where you been?
I've been great, dude.
No, where you been?
Oh.
Not how you been. I mean, I'm glad you're doing good.
Oh, I was swinging from the rafters for a few days till the rope snapped, so.
I feel like over this weekend, I was around for like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I saw everybody but you.
Yeah.
You were an enigma.
I showed up a few times intermittently throughout the day. Like I popped into Discord, was seeing where everybody was at. We were kind of like texting a little bit. I was kind of trying to get some recording done on Saturday, and I was getting some editing done on Sunday. So I was just trying to fill it in. Every time I pop in, there's like people playing like Baldur's Gate or something. And it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I'd sit around and chat for a little bit and then be like, all right, I'm out. I'm gone. I'm going to go take care of my own shit. So, but I mean, other than that, yeah, it's been really fucking weird for me. I just feel like I wake up, go to work, come home, and then my free time, I'm like trying to like do in between things. And then the next thing I know, it's like, midnight or whatever. I'm like, oh, everybody's already in bed. I just sit up till like fucking 4 a.m.
Spreading democracy.
Spreading a little democracy here and there. I haven't gotten too deep into Helldivers again. It's really, really hard to do it solo, and I'm not. Playing with other randoms online does not hit the same. It does not hit the same. Because it's like, hey guys, we have other objectives that we can go and do for the more stuff, and they're just beeline. No one talks. Everybody's just fucking jamming out for the whole thing, and it's like, okay, there's that, and then there's like, okay, well, so 50% of my experience is like lost because we're just not completing other objectives. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
At least I'm playing. I'm having fun. And then fucking people will like kill you or drop you, and like people won't call in resupplies or not resupplies, but like. Or just whatever, just like reinforcement.
Or they take your resupply off the stupidest shit.
Oh my god, and it's like,
oh yeah.
Well, and like I've tried a few times with like, I'm like, I know my voice because I can see the microphone popping up, so I know you fucking people can hear me. I remember I told like one kid, and I was like, I know you can fucking hear me. I know you're actively trying not to listen to me. So just stay away from me until we get to the ship, or I'm gonna shoot you.
How'd that go?
I shot him.
Yeah,
and I just didn't call him back in. So, it's one of those things. It's like I don't spend my whole day and then get online and have to deal with like the shitheads and that type of stuff, because like it's supposed to be co-op. It's supposed to be like communicative. You're supposed to be doing stuff together, and it's like some people just get in and fucking beeline. It's like, why did you call in for reinforcements then? Or some shitters get in, they just go, and it's like. And then they're dead like every 5 seconds. Like one guy was like, "Can you call me in?" No, you're gone.
You're a waste of resources.
Yeah, absolutely not. I was like, if we all die, you can come back in. So, I mean, that's been my hell diving experience pretty much lately. Other than that, me and Sean started playing Last Epoch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. How was that?
You know, it's kind of on the lines of how I felt about Arrowhead with Helldivers. So, you know, indie dev, small guys, whatever. But they're, what's the name of this company? Oh, fuck. I remember. I was just reading it. Oh, it is
Not a quadruple A studio.
11th Hour Games. That's what it is. So the reason why I was looking them up is that they're based out of California. So they're a bunch of ex-Blizzard devs that got together to make a game. So I'm assuming ex-Blizzard devs as in they were part of Diablo or, you know, Heroes of the Storm or fucking whatever like crazy thing, you know, that was happening that they got laid off for. So they put together this game and they made Last Epoch. So Last Epoch has been in early access for a few years now. I remember following it when it first came out. I remember hearing about it, I was watching it. So it's been probably like, I want to say 3 years, roughly 2022, 2021 time period or so. And I remember seeing it when it first popped up and I was like, oh, this looks dope. This looks good. And it was just on the heels of like me coming off of like playing like Path of Exile and then
Pre-D4.
Pre-D4. So I was playing like, I think I was playing Grim Dawn at the time. And so I was looking at like just other ARPG games. And this one had just kind of popped up and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I followed it and I was like, ooh, it's looking early access. It's okay to maybe be patient on this. And I kind of followed it for a little bit and seemed like they had a bunch of new stuff. And then recently they pumped a 1.0 launch. It's like, okay, cool. What a fucking respect for a company to like try to actually push to get out of early access. That's like high respect because you could just be Star Citizen forever if you wanted to. 7 Days to Die, Project Zomboid, you know what I mean?
The money train just keeps coming.
Right. So they launched their 1.0 and it's met with some massive success. There's like, I think their peak concurrent player count around early access time period was like maybe 46,000, I think. And then they tapped out at like 200,000 at 1.0. So it just like boop. But because of that, servers were just fucking borked. You know what I mean?
And is all this time.
So there's like positivities of them also coming out and being like, guys, we totally understand. There's some things on the back end that are kind of the issue. There's some things that we've had to swap and play around with. There's some things that we've had to change and move. And like servers, we didn't really expect a success. So we weren't really prepared server wise, especially because the game had been out for so long, right? You're just operating on X amount of time period. Yeah. Why would you expect a fucking giant bump at 1.0?
Yeah.
You know, why didn't you pick it up at 0.9? You know, it's like respectable. I understand it. But then there's a lot of the community too. It's like all of the problems that we've been bitching about with the game, the bugs, the things that we've been asking it fixed have been in the game for 2 years now. And they're still apparent in the 1.0 launch.
Yeah.
So it's like,
feels bad.
It feels bad because it's like a positive and a negative at the same time.
Yeah.
Did they fail to complete the bugs at time period because they were just trying to pump for the 1.0? Or did they actually get to it because it's like one of those things like, what game was it? Where it's like, this is, what was it? The Hunt? Where it's like, this is part of like the game code. And unfortunately, like we'd have to rewrite the game to fix it type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so there's some interesting points. I've been diving a little bit deeper into it. They used Unity for a lot of their stuff. And I guess there's a lot of questionable like things on the back end that run in the game that a lot of people like, but it's not like it's a Chinese company or anything like that, right? Like, I mean,
they're out of California.
Yeah. So
GDP just came to San Francisco, but it's not like it's a Chinese company.
So, well,
did I say his name right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, fucking let's go. Geopolitical relations.
But it's one of those things where it's not necessarily that I don't believe it or trust it. It's more or less along the lines of like, I feel like some of the games that are coming out, and this kind of holds true to things like Nightingale, where if your tagline is X whatever dev, and you like label yourself like Blizzard dev or fucking BioWare dev or something like those, and then you produce a game that's like very like mid-tier, like in where you would expect it to be,
Leave that off your resume.
Exactly. If someone asks, like, yeah, we got our knowledge and our experience from working at places like Blizzard. You know what I mean? I would respect that more than being like, game brought to you by ex-Blizzard devs. Like, because then I'm thinking like, okay, well, I remember Blizzard quality. Like, even we can talk as much shit as we want about Blizzard, but the games are still quality. Like, Diablo 4 does not look bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, Diablo 4 was great. Was.
If you are looking,
and the game itself looks great.
yeah,
you can't take anything away from that.
if you've ever played Path of Exile, if you've ever played Diablo, and you are especially like Diablo 4 recently, and you're looking for an in between from like a free to play game that like Path of Exile has almost too much. Like when you play Path of Exile, you're like, I need a fucking doctorate to be able to play this game, and then you play like Diablo 4, which is like, it looks good. It's a cinematic fucking, yeah. But then it's like, oh, it's also run by the scummiest company on the planet. And like, it's apparent in game. If you're looking for that in between, Last Epoch is there. It's dope. And you know what the coolest thing about Last Epoch is? Offline mode. You don't have to be connected.
That's pretty big.
You can just click offline. You don't have to play the servers. Now those characters are not intertwined. So if you have a character on offline mode and you want to play online, start a new character, but you can't take it over.
Yeah.
Also, their store that they have, the cosmetics that are in the store are just cosmetic. There's no like power creep or anything like that. There's nothing outrageous. There's nothing like Diablo 4's fucking $80 horse. Yeah. No.
But it's Lich Kings.
Yeah, but but it's only works in online mode. So if you spend money for cosmetics, you can only use them in the online mode. So it's like the offline and online mode are literally just two complete separate things altogether.
Yeah.
So in doing so, it's like if you're going to play it offline, you'll never actually have to spend any more than just buying the game. And it's really cool. It's cool to play the game because it's like there's 5 different classes. There's like the warrior guy, there's the rogue guy, there's the druid guy, there's the acolyte person, it's like whatever. And then each one of those classes have like 3 subclasses that you can like pick into. Well, you can mastery in one of them, and then you can spend half the points or like half of the skill tree in the other ones as well. So you still get like a good variety of being able to like manipulate your things and stuff like that. Gear drops seem a little goofy. Legos seem to drop pretty constantly. The story's pretty cool. It looks cool. They based a lot of the story around like Chrono Trigger, which is like an old JRPG game.
Yeah.
And so it's very apparent where it's like you're hopping through time and doing a bunch of stuff. And it's like, it's cool, man. It's been a lot of fun. Me and Sean have been having a bunch of fun, and we got Aaron invested in it, and we just been dicking around and playing it, and it's been a great little fucking romp around for an ARPG. I think it's just scratching that itch of what we're missing. Server stuff is just rough. It's just rough. I don't care. It can be, you can support the game, you can love and respect the game and respect the developers. It doesn't change like when you can't play that game, you're like, God damn it. You know what I mean? Like it just nuts you down just that much farther.
Yeah. Yeah. Servers. it's I don't know. It's not something that, like you said, like nobody's gonna expect that huge jump. And I mean, Helldivers didn't expect that they were gonna have a big jump and stuff like that. But God, it almost feels like if you have like the faith in your company, just keep like a little extra on hand that you can just click on, just because just to even like, okay, we've hit capacity, but we did have a backup plan. It's not going to buy us a lot, but it'll get you like something you could just give. Like 10,000 more people can play. I'm sorry, that's the best we can do right now. Something that can come out after the fact that just or business plan. Buy a bunch of fucking server space and just be like, we have this on hand and we're ready to fucking dish it out when you need it.
Swear to God, Brad, not fucking 3 hours ago or 2 hours ago, I had that exact same conversation with Sean. He called me on the phone, and we were talking about server stuff, and we were just talking about it. It's like, yeah, what you would do is I would just preemptively be like, okay, look, I'm pre-ordering basically all these servers, and I need them to be flick the switch by this date. If I call you and say, hey, I need those servers, just flick the fucking switch and let them go. If not, refund my money or whatever it comes out to, and then we'll just
or just keep a percentage.
Exactly, right? Exactly. Here's the fee
Rent
for the
other ones to people at indifferent broccoli or some shit like that.
Exactly. And so it's like, my question is also, I mean, I can say this sitting here, but I have no fucking idea what it takes to get servers paid for a video game. Get your like direct IP like laid up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It could be a million different things, but it is enough of a situation where there's been enough lulls in video games. And because the lulls at the beginning of the year have been big enough that nothing's really coming out. So you're going to launch a new game, right? After like all of the heat and everything that Diablo 4 got and all the bullshit that's going with. And the fact that people are waiting for Path of Exile 2, like actively waiting for Path of Exile 2.
Yeah.
And like, there's been no ARPG games that have come out in that time span. So like, people are fucking hot and heavy about Diablo. People are burnt and done playing Path of Exile because they're like, there's not much more I can do with this except for just continuing to fuck around like I have been. Rolling into waiting for something else, and then you launch an ARPG game, that community is dry. They're on withdrawal mode. So they, of course, they're going to fucking soak it up. Even if they play it for 2 hours and return it, which you're hoping that doesn't happen, there's still enough people that are going to probably sit and play it for quite a few hours and then give it an honest shakedown. I don't know.
Well, that community, Diablo 2, I think I saw something where it's like, oh, it's got like 1,000 viewers. And Diablo 2, did I say Diablo 2? Did I fuck up? Diablo 4 had like 1,000 viewers. Okay. Diablo 2 still had like 25,000 viewers, like watching on Twitch. Like they're always there.
Yeah.
Like if they don't like it, they find something else.
Yeah.
Like they don't leave the genre too often. If they're like a hardcore fucking like this is their thing.
There's a guy I used to watch. Actually, I still catch him every once in a while. He speedruns Diablo 2. And
yeah,
like it's one of those things where like you can go with I'm gonna fuck around and do crazy builds, or I'm gonna take a very crazy build and see how fast I can beat the game. And for whatever reason, that's where that community shines a lot of the time, or just like small multiplayer server based stuff, whatever. So I don't know. It's really I have to imagine also on the flip side of it, when you are a developer, I take this grain of salt, but I mean, for the most part, if I am a developer and I'm working my ass off to build a video game, I've got long hours and I'm fucking, you know what I mean? We're on crunch time. We haven't slept in 3 weeks, getting prepped and ready to go for 1.0. You're probably not thinking everything through.
But isn't that kind of like insurance? Should
that's
there be
your
like something?
Job. That's your job.
Where like a publisher or something is like, okay, have we thought about the insurance for this?
That's a whole thing, right? Indie dev, you don't have publishers. You don't have any of the backing. You're just doing it yourself with your own team.
Well,
and again,
maybe go quadruple A.
Oh yeah, take Ubisoft's approach. I mean, but that's also the next big thing though, right? It's like at the end of the day, it's indie dev. They actually did make a good game. Like, it's got issues, but it's a good game. It's fun to play. And I'm
hats off to you, but
exciting, We'll see how it all goes. There seemed to be some very interesting drama splitting the community. One, it's Blizzard fanboys that no longer are Blizzard fanboys because they obviously can't be. Because if you're a Blizzard fanboy and someone goes breast milk, it's like, oh yeah, you got us there. You know what I mean? So now there's these devs that have moved over from Blizzard.
It's like being a German in 1946. Yes. I love my country. Shut up.
But not like, like one of the soldier Germans. Like you're one of the guys that still wears like the yodel gear and stuff. It's like, I wasn't part of it.
So what are you talking about? I was near the Alps.
But because of that, there's like community, like you talk shit about the game, or like you say anything negative in chat and you're just like, man, this game is really borked. People are like, you don't understand. Like, holy fuck, calm down. But then because of that, there's a lot of inflation of positivity because it's the fanboys. And then you have people that are like, I'm not talking shit about the game, but I'm going to be honest and open. And this is what I've seen. And the fact that for 3 years, you can go back and you can Google a bug that you're having now, and it's the same bug that someone was having 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Or situations where it's like they've obviously prepped this in a point where they're looking to increase later down the road with not DLCs, but content where it's like, I guess the story doesn't even actually, like if you get to the end of the game with the end story, it doesn't actually end the story. It just kind of like abruptly stops. And then devs are like, yeah, well, we're going to bring out more story and mission later down the road, which I guess
So the 1.0 doesn't even feel like a 1.0.
Exactly. That's what it is.
In that respect.
So then that's that flip side of it where it's like, did they really get to 1.0 or are they just pushing the number to then drive sales like they did? Because it feels way more respectful as Arrowhead that didn't have an early access. I mean, yeah, sure, it came from PlayStation, but then just dumped a game and had massive success versus a game that's been kind of mediocre for like 2 or 3 years, put a 1.0 launch out, and then got all this fucking hype and success, and are now like, okay, we have all this money, let's fix the game. You know, so,
I don't know. What goes on in their heads?
I want to be a fly on the wall with some of these indie devs.
I know. I was thinking like how often are we right and how often are we just like way off, way off.
I have to imagine we're way more right than we.
Sadly.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched the video game industry for years. I mean, if anyone ever needs an example of something like this, look at No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky is like a perfect example of like with Sean Murray, like. The whole time they're just being like, can you play with friends? There will be friends online. Like, all right, you can play with friends. And like him never, like just him, like, this weird introvert, like not being able to say no to people. It's like, can we fucking get off our ships and like dismantle them by some? Well, you can do something like that. Like, and then it's like headlines like, you can dismantle ships. And I bet you like everybody at fucking like No Man's Sky's office, like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know, but I can't do this anymore.
Do you know how to drive? No, I fucking don't.
just driving it. He fucking honks the horn. What? I don't know. That's how I have to imagine some of it. And then I have to imagine there's also just the burnout that people are just at a point of little fried, you know, point of like trying to produce this game because this is going to be the moneymaker or whatever. And them just being like, did you ever fix that one thing? I was like, oh, motherfuck. Nope, launch it as is. You know, we'll 1.0 that patch. Or, you know, we'll day one that patch.
3 years?
Again, question. Or here's the next thing that I don't think anybody is talking about. All the people that are making this game are the breast milk drinkers. Because if that's the case, then the whole idea is just to do this so they can soak up as much money.
Pay for their underground breast milk.
Like a fucking cow factory.
I gotta try me some of this breast milk.
Did you know breast milk can come in a wide range of colors? Like a wide range of colors, like a weirdly like
let's push on. Let's
purples, grays, reds, greens, blues.
Nightingale.
I can't do it anymore. Have you played anymore?
I'm sorry, I'm imagining like purplish red breast milk like leaking from a baby's mouth, and you're like, "The fuck did you do to my child?" Yeah, no, I did. I probably put in another 3.5 hours, and I'm getting fucking nowhere. I'm still just doing the same shit. You're picking up just grass just so you can turn it into essence and shit.
So there's a exploit right now. Exploit. I was reading the dev updates and stuff. They were talking about what they're doing, what they're planning on doing, how they're looking to get stability for server stuff, how they're looking to just fix some of the bugs and things that are happening. I mean, so
they're anticipating that people are going to be renting servers for this.
I don't know. The fact that there's no one playing the game and the game still runs like shit, you know? So you can go to one of the traders, the essence traders, and you can buy water from them. Mm-hmm. Water's 10 essence a piece. We can sell it back to the trader for 40 essence. So I just sat there for like fucking 10 minutes, and I've got
Wish I would have found that out.
I don't think it's been patched yet, but I definitely have like something like close to 100,000 essence on me. I'm like, well, I will never, ever, ever need to do any of that ever again. I'll never have to farm another thing. Like, I've just got enough. I can buy all the material I'll ever need.
And you'll never even give a shit.
I won't. I mean, everybody, oh, you ruin your own experience. Trust me, I'm not.
Have you gotten like your power level up to get into like the Asquience of power or Ascience or some shit of power?
Yeah, Acquiescence, like where you have to go and fight the fucking night thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did that. Go ahead.
When I tell you, I'm still not even there, and I've played 3 more in-game hours just farming mats and shit. Dude, that's why I don't understand. Like, they're like, we want to do like an update. They had like 5 patches in 5 days, like like a patch a day in a row. My game's crashed probably like 18 times.
Sure.
And like all of my gameplay has just been picking up mats, farming mats, repairing shit, just so I can get animal fiber to make fucking straps to get everything, just to get to that point. And I'm still like this far away from even getting in. So
the thing that I didn't realize, because I like hopped the fence at a point, and so I fucked it up. So I progressed the story part. So it says like, you know, get to gear score 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then after you get to gear score 20, it says go and fucking find your acquiescence card or whatever the hell it was. I had just Skyrim myself up the side of a mountain and like hop, jumped and skipped and got inside of a fucking thing. And I ran around looking for shit to loot and stuff, and there was nothing in it, but all the mobs were like super high level. So I was like, oh, obviously I'm not supposed to be here. And because of that, because I progressed it, like I kind of broke the game. I like got myself to like item level 20, but then the game just didn't really progress anywhere. It didn't show me where to go, so I got super fucking lost. I didn't realize where the trader was where the first like aqueous building thing that you're supposed to go into is. Didn't realize that. So I hunted the entire fucking land. I did everything for like 3
so the marker went off because you technically cleared it for a second.
So I went everywhere looking for this fucking thing. I was like, I have no fucking clue where to go. I have no idea what I'm doing. I went to every red gate. I bought my head into every red gate. I traveled. I looked at every stupid little fucking structure in the swamp that have nothing. There's nothing in any of it. I fucking spent so long, and I got to the trader, and I got to the top of the tower of the trader and was doing something. I was like, oh, there's a red gate up here. What the fuck? Walk through it. And I was like, you gotta be, my house is built directly next to the trader. So every time I ran home, I was 5 seconds for where I needed it. Holy shit. I was so mad. So, okay, finally went in, fought the boss. What the fuck was that fight? I'm like, there's no tuning. There's like, he just does like this charge move that just lights you on fire and just fucking annihilated me over and over and over again. I have a crossbow, have no idea how to make arrows.
It shoots stones, not arrows. You get stones and you turn them into round marbles and you shoot those. They don't do a lot of damage. I know. It's the only way I've been able to hunt deer. I know. Listen.
So fucking bad. It's such a bad game. It's such a bad game. Oh, it's so frustrating. God damn it. Okay.
I know. And I get like,
oh man,
eating alive. They're like, your bread has nightingale. It's like, trust me, man. Like, I'm fucking hurting way more than you are.
Fuck, dude. Oh, that's so annoying. I had no idea. What the fuck? They shoot marbles?
Marbles. Round marbles, they're called.
Oh, God. I can. My frustration is so high right now. Oh, because there's so many fucking fights. I'm like, I could just use range right now. In the swamps, I don't know if you have them. Hippopotamus are broken. They're fucking broken.
No, I haven't seen a hippo yet.
They will charge at you, but it's like you can tell they lean up and they start going and they run at you. First off, they're tuned to Mach 11, so they go pew, and they just fucking zoom, and it's like 5 or 6 of them. So you just get pelted by fucking hippos. They don't run for whatever reason. They're also ninjas. So they run in a straight line. It's a giant beast. You'd think it would just plow through. So like the way to avoid it is just dodge the side of it. They go, they just fucking 90-degree turn on everything. And it's like, this can't be a real thing. This can't be someone who's like, yeah, this is a great game mechanic. This is good. No one played that. If any of the devs are playing it, it's because they were geared the fuck out and they were just testing to make sure things died, you know? Holy shit. So because I spent so much fucking time, I have a plethora of items. No idea.
Some rock marbles then.
Yeah, I can make plenty of rock marbles. Then I went and crafted my first like card. So after you beat the thing, it's like, oh, take your first card and go wherever you want to go. Once you go to the forest. Okay, cool. Hopped over to the forest. Starts a new quest line. I'm like, oh, sick, new area, new things. I'm like, okay, let me look around, see things. New mobs, new enemies. Sick. Fucking kill an enemy. Same match that you already dropped in the other zone. So it's like, well, there's no point for me to kill anything because I'm already maxed out on all my other like I already have like prey hide and prey bones and prey meat. I'm already maxed the fuck because I spent so much goddamn time.
Why does it have to be prey and predator? And why
does it have to
be small and large?
I don't know.
Fucking storage is taken up with
holy shit, it's so bad. It's like it doesn't make any fucking sense. Bone is bone.
You can combine them to craft.
Yeah. Oh my god. And then I'm always left with like 1 or 2 extra, but I need 3. Yes. I'm like, god damn it, just it's so bad. What I do is I just craft everything I can, and whatever's left, I just essence it. I just get rid of it and delete it into essence. I've got a little storage bag of nothing but just like the ones that were left over. It's like, well, fuck, and you just put it in there and put it in there, and they never stack. And I'm like, why don't you stack? Oh, because one's a prey, one's a fucking predator, one's a small, one's a large. So fucking annoying. To make the cards to go into the next zone, like you can buy some from the traders or whatever, and like you use the enchanting table or whatever, and you can make, but you need to make ink. I'm like, okay, cool. So I went to make pigment. Because you have to make ink pigment to make the ink. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I got my glass. I've turned that all. I've went and farmed gems, got all that stuff into glass. I'm good to go. Now I need to make pigment. And the tooltip says berries, flowers, or mushrooms are what you can turn into pigment. Fuck, I'm in the swamp. I haven't seen a single fucking flower anywhere. Again, another fucking hour of harvesting. Not a single fucking flower drop. I'm like, I can't make pigment. I can't go anywhere. There's nothing here that will give me pigment. You know what the tooltip doesn't say that you can get pigment from? The
aloe, whatever.
Meat.
Oh.
I just happen to have meat in my inventory, and I clicked on the pigment thing, and it was like, you can stock it in here. Oh, you fucking suck.
Mine was just like a type of plant fiber. It wasn't even a flower. It wasn't anything like that. It was like aloe something, and it was just because I was picking up plant fiber. It was like, oh, you can do it now.
Oh, I can't even get aloe. I got the aloe flower or whatever the fuck it was. It looked like a little like marigold or whatever from a chest. But because it said, you know, very specific things, I was looking for very specific things. It's like it was like, and when I found those flowers, I was like, I'm gonna go back, and it's like, nope, I had meat in my inventory. I've got fucking stacks of meat that I could just turn into whatever. It's like this game and everything in the game is fucking so long. I'm gonna crash.
Tell me like the food timer isn't like obnoxiously short. Why are you constantly having to eat? Fuck the wet timer.
The wet timer?
Why do you always have to have an umbrella out?
It's raining all the fucking time. I feel like I have to sleep constantly.
Yeah. Dude, there's so much.
Thank God I have Clinton, or my fucking companion or whatever. So the companion only has X amount of slots, but does not have a weight capacity. So I just go out farming, and it's like, he's got 20 slots. Just stick fucking 20 slots worth of wood inside of him. Fuck him.
Okay. Question. Does yours pick stuff up but not have it in their inventory?
He picks one thing up and then walks away. He'll chop a tree down, pick one thing up, and then disappear.
So mine's called Annie. She chops a tree down, she starts picking stuff up, and she'll like take the whole tree, nothing in her inventory. I have to get it before she gets it.
Really?
Yeah. So,
I'm like, did you take the backpack off of her?
No. No, she has an inventory.
So
she has an inventory and everything like that.
When I hired him, I ripped all of his clothes off and I took it all myself. And then I put all the stuff back on him. He wasn't picking anything up when he didn't have a backpack. When I gave him the backpack back, that's when I started noticing picking stuff up. So I don't know. Maybe rip the backpack.
Andy picks everything up.
I don't know. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And I keep trying. I keep going back in and being like, maybe today will be different. No.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm to the point, even if it does take a turn, none of our friends will play it. It would be me and you, just because we keep trying and be like, oh, well, at least it did this. Like, nobody's going to fucking be like, dude, if you put in 12 solid hours, you're going to get to a point where it actually kind of gets good. Like,
again, that's my biggest thing. It's just crafting alone. I'm just going to craft this stuff like fucking 20 minutes later. I'm still just crafting. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? It's also one of those things we're talking about. We were trying to find a game where we could all get in and play it together. At this point, we're the only two people that have all the knowledge in the game because we went through all the rough seas to like chart the map and then be like, okay, this is what we do. We don't have that same type of on level point, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's just back to Enshrouded at this point.
Ooh, Enshrouded's good.
I finally saw Will's
digging it.
Base.
It's fucking impressive, right?
No, it's not impressive.
The one in the hills?
Yeah, it's not impressive.
Like the Kung Fu Panda one?
Yeah. It's a goddamn fucking MC Escher map. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. Yeah. It is where the fuck. It took me 10 minutes to find a campfire. I fell off the mountain twice.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. In that respect, yes. I see where you're going. I was like, what? What are you talking about? MC Escher. Oh, yeah. You do eat a lot of shit.
Yeah, you have to go up one stair to go up a staircase, to go down a staircase, to go up another. I'm like, what?
That's a defense mechanism.
When I asked Will, it's like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, that one got away from me. All right. Oh
man.
Oh god. I mean, it's fucking cool though. It is cool to be at the very top and like overlook the whole valley and shit. It's like,
yeah,
it's cool.
These guys little like fucking like meditation like pods and shit. You're like, what the fuck? And you look, you're like, this motherfucker took the time to fucking like put all the decorations and stuff out. He's got a chest that I just call IKEA. It's just full of random furniture that he just built. He just shuffles around.
Aaron was saying that he was playing with them. He's like, he had it really nice and neat where all of the fucking crafting people were all in the same area. So you could like he's like, and then he picked them up and he moved them everywhere. So now he's like, one crafter over here, one crafter up here, one crafter on the backside. Like the easiest way I was able to find one is go up these stairs at the top and then jump down because it's like, I couldn't find the stairs to how it goes. And he's like, oh, it's like a pathway. You got to go around. It's like this nice bridge that over. I'm like, oh, the contractor in me was like, who makes this?
So devil's advocate, it could be because they keep asking you to go get shit in the world and it keeps adding to their station. Might have just ran out of room to have them all in the same area.
Which totally makes a lot of sense. It does. A lot of it just, I get that. You could do side rooms. You could do rooms above rooms. Also, why the fuck are they just single step wide? Just make them too wide. I would stop falling off the side of the fucking mountain if they were 2 steps wide. It's cool.
It's good.
It's good. It is good. That is the adult Minecraft right there. That's the adult Minecraft. That game is so fucking sick. And like, Aaron the other day, he was like, he fell in the shroud and then he was like trying to get up to me. He was like trying to run to something. And he was like, I got lost. There was no way up. So I just dug through the side of the mountain and just dug a tunnel fucking all the way up to where you need to go. And it's like, it's so sick that you could just do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like me and Will, we were missioning. We were way out there, and I got stuck. So what did I do? I started digging through the mountain, and I dug and I dug, and I got all the way up to where my body was. If I would have gone 20 feet to the fucking left, I would have seen just a pathway. I got all the way to the top just to get there and look and see the path right next to where I was. So it's cool that you have that freedom, but also don't rely on it.
Oh man.
No, it's a fun game though. I'm having a blast.
Yeah. It's a different experience. It's a good different. It's
Valheim, but like with like the class system and like letting you like do stuff, I think it opens up the combat a lot more. So it's not just gear dependent, kind of lets you build your character however way you like.
Yep.
It's fun.
It's a really unique experience. It is super difficult to jump into someone's world that is that far along and like have any sense of direction. Like I'm really, really dependent upon the people that have been playing on the map for a long period of time to just kind of hold my hand. You know what I mean? And I don't mean necessarily like I can't figure it out for myself, but because there's so many things that are open and like quests don't really unlock for you in a natural progression, and things are all over the place. And like if you show up at their map and you pick things up, then you just get random quests that pop up. It's like, okay, cool. I'm not going to worry about the quest side of this. Just point me in the direction we need to go, and let's go that route. And then
that's basically what I do. Just tagging along.
Yep. And then and it was cool. And I just went up to one of the chests and I was like, is Will going to care if I steal all this shit? He's like, probably not. That's what it's in there for. Built up my character, went out, mashed a few things. I was like, yeah, this is cool. This is fun. It was interesting. It was cool to see like new gear and shit that I hadn't already like found or played with. And
yeah,
I definitely think that I can go back to that. And now that I know that Nightingale is like a bust, I think I will double down on the Enshrouded. And if we wanted to pay for a server, fucking...
I'm down. If we can figure out.
Aaron said that Will could import his world too.
Yeah, do we want Will's world though?
I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, the progression of how far things got, you can just take your characters in anyway. I don't know if the characters transfer over. I don't know how all the importation stuff works.
I think all of your items in your character goes like your inventory is on your character, like Valheim.
Yeah.
So you could go back and forth. If we all decided to port Will's over tonight, I'd pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see us wanting to start over from scratch. I also feel like the amount of discovery and everything that Will and Aaron have also done, because they've just been like trying to uncover the entire map. Yeah. Also feels like one of those things. It's like starting over might be annoying.
Yeah, it could, because I don't think anything changes like Valheim for like different seeds and stuff.
And also there's the question of like how often other people are playing and stuff like that. So if they've already been putting all this time and effort into it, and like we are not going to be on as often as they would be, I have no problem just importing Will's world and then just fucking letting that happen. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't bother me, especially since if I want to experience the story and play it, I can just play it solo on my own anyway. You know what I mean? I don't need to be on an online server to have that experience. So I'm totally comfortable with whatever we decide to do if we were to do that. Yeah.
Skull and Bones. Have you heard anything about it?
Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah, of course I have.
How's it doing? Is it still just as bad? There's like a list of games that like I think about throughout the week. And I'm like, man, I wonder how that's doing. You know, where you're like,
I should give him a call.
we shut it down. We're like, nah, fuck that. And like, you just, I want to just like see somebody like actively play. I guess I could just go on Twitch. I just want to see where somebody else is like, this game is shit, or like, wow, this game really surprised me. You know,
every person, okay, at least for the subreddit, and this is what fucking blows my mind. Every single person that has actively commented, played it, opened up about it, was like, it's not a quadruple A game, but I think everybody should give it a shot.
On Reddit?
Well, yeah, and that's your first one. It's like, meh, okay, bud. You know, I guarantee you're subbed to fucking, you know, Gone Wild or fucking P gone wild or some shit like that. So it's like, I don't really trust you that far. But the fact that a large portion of the community continues to say that it's a positive experience, that it's not necessarily the worst thing that they have ever played, that it's a fun, like when it comes to like just a boat game in a sense, that it's a fun experience. A lot of people are like, what I think, I was reading someone said, a lot of people were expecting it to be Black Flag's boat like gameplay in its own game, and I think Ubisoft even kind of tried to lean into that a lot, like this is gonna be a lot like Black Flag. And then after like 4.5 years of like pushbacks, they're like, yeah, it's not gonna be anything like that. You know what I mean? It's got a lot of the elements and things like that, but there's a lot of like crafting, there's a lot of like, you know, being able to experience things. The online is kind of like fine, and there's no problems with it. And a lot of people say like some of the cool things is just getting into ship battles where you just see someone, you get in close and you start firing, and there's the combat, and you're just riding around in the sea. The fucking waves are getting cracked because there's a storm coming in. You're just fighting out on the sea. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. And I think because of the scale of it, how it's not super fucking like Sea of Thieves in a sense, like you can have so many little NPCs and stuff on, but it's all the little intricate parts of it, like where you have to like go farm wood. Everybody's like, it looks like a fucking mobile game where it's just like, go up, click here, click, and they're like, hey, you've got your wood, go on, get out of here, champ. Not, you know, stuff like that, like the stuff that like you requires you to do things, because like you can't build new ships or get new weapons and stuff like that without getting the material. So you're forced into playing the mobile game aspect of it. So it's not like you just hop on and like you've got enough money, you just buy a new fucking cannon. You've got to like, oh, it's time to craft it and shit like that. So it's like there's so much up and down with the game. I just don't know how to feel about it. When me and Pad played, from what I've seen everyone else playing, it's the same game. Much it. It's the same game. There's been no changes. So I put in 8 hours of that game.
Well,
I don't know. If it was dirt ass cheap, if someone handed it to me, I'd probably play it again.
Yeah.
I don't think I would spend any real money on it though. I don't think I'd go actively out of my way to buy it. I also don't want to use Ubisoft's launcher.
Yeah, I fucking... Dude, Rainbow Six enough. Back when I was streaming and I had friends that played like Rainbow Six Siege all the time.
Yeah.
Like come play, and like they'd be the only ones on. So I'd be like, okay, I'll play Siege. Like it's not that like Siege is a bad game.
Oh, it is.
It's just like I like it.
I mean, I love Siege, but it's
but the launcher, every single time, it's like I don't think you can have swear words in your password, and my password had swear words in it at the time. So I had to like change it from that. I was like, oh, fuck. And then I forgot what it was. And I just kept having to like reset my password every single time. And it would never save my password. It just like the Ubisoft launcher just scarred me for life. I never want anything to do with it.
We played the Division for months and months and months and months. And I used the launcher for that. And I was like, this is just so fucking backward. First off, I have the Division was through the Ubisoft launcher. Like I bought the game through the launcher. So it was just taking me some wild fucking places just to play the game. And I was like, I don't know what the hell is happening. It's not like I bought it on Steam. It was launching it off of Steam to then launch the launcher. And it was like, you know, there's all like this disconnect. It was all in one fucking thing, but it never worked. Okay, whatever. That's you mentioned fucking having a swear word in your pat. Oh, one of my favorite fucking profanity filter things ever. When I think it was Call of Duty, the first one or the second one. I can't remember. This last go round of first 1 and 2. You couldn't use the word assault in create a class as a custom name tag because it had the word ass in it. But you'd select the assault rifles. That was my favorite, my fucking favorite thing ever. I was like, why is this not working? I'm just trying to type assault. I was like, oh, is it because of ass? Took like one S out of it and it worked fine. It was like, oh, this is the dumbest thing ever. Oh man. Oh, I played Pacific Drive. I have been trying to edit a video.
I did too.
What a phenomenal game. What
Really?
a phenomenal game. Did you not like it?
I think mine's bugged then.
Why? What happened?
I don't know.
Let me
I'm
ask.
just like,
Let me ask you a question. Are you through the garage into the first area and you can't figure out where to get the thing to make the fucking punchy? The hammer?
yes,
That's it?
yes.
Cool.
But getting there, I don't. I was drinking. I don't know if the game crashed on. Yeah, no, the game did crash on me a couple times. To quit and save, you like it has weird points where like you have to reach like a checkpoint, but the checkpoint was like fucking 2 hours. Like what?
You cannot. They have. That is what everyone has been complaining about specifically, is that there's no in-game saving. The only way to save it is if you complete your run. So when you get back to the garage, you can quit and save at the garage. Your progress is there. But if you're out in the field and doing stuff and you quit and save or you do something, it doesn't actually save you there. It takes you back to wherever. It is, but it's also supposed to be kind of like a roguelite in a sense. And not only like a roguelite. So my feeling from it so far is it's got very like heavy FTL elements where like you kind of pick and choose your paths to where to go. It's got like the survival crafting. It's got a first person driving experience to it. Combat is not really the main point of that game.
Yeah.
It's just kind of traveling through the zone and going to different places. I mean, you do get some weapon stuff later, but because of that FTL roguelite type of idea, I can understand why that there's no saving in the map. Where like once you get in, you're pumping through and you're going. Because the idea is like if you could just save there, then it kind of like defeats the whole like
going and coming back.
Yeah,
it makes sense. I don't know. I was just the first time I got it, I hopped in and I played and like it was going and I was like, all right, like it's late. Like I've been on for almost a couple hours. I just need to go. So save, exit, and I didn't make it to the first garage yet. So it's just like all the way back to the beginning. I'm like, motherfucker, are you kidding me? Yeah. So then I do that again, and then I think the game crashed, and then when everything started getting hazy before you like get like sucked through, you make the turn off onto the dirt road, and like the stuff starts like kind of like coming through. Like I don't know if I was just too white or something, but it like bugged my car got stuck, couldn't get out, couldn't do anything. I was like, fucking kidding me? Boom, all the way back at the beginning again. Like I was like, ooh, just like little shit like that where I like the soundtrack.
Yeah,
soundtrack's dope when you're cruising around. I like the visuals and stuff like that, but like little stuff where it's just irking me. And maybe I'm just sensitive because of Nightingale.
Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe that's unfortunate that the first experience is so buggy like that, because the game experience, the loop, the play on it, and the story. I tried recording it. I'm gonna try and cut around it. They fucking talk. So like there's a lot of just like dialogue that happens because there's nothing that happens in the game. It's just you going and crafting and getting stuff. So it's nice to have like a radio that plays dope ass music that I'm probably gonna get copyrighted for, and then filling in between a lot of that with just like dialogue between the characters just talking and interacting with one another. And because of all of that, it makes the world feel like you're really alone and these people have not really interacted with many people, so they just keep fucking rambling. And it's like it's a cool experience. The zones, the things that you do, the different places when you're finding some of the different remnants and shit like that. Like it's a really, really fun experience. And I maybe I'm just like, so for some people it's trains, for me it's cars, you know, maybe that's just my like autistic strike. I was just fucking fully immersed. I flipped the car upside down. Like I've been trying to like take them all, like, all right, this is shortcut, and like fucking rolling down the side of a mountain. Like, okay, don't do that again. The car's all fucked up. Like trying to like find one duct tape so I can craft shit to like fix up the car. Like I remember I got out of the car at one point, like was fixing it, turned, went over to a house to grab something, turned back, and like this like machine like picked up the car and like was just driving off with it. And I was like, no, I was like running across a field as like anomalies are like spawning as I'm like trying to get to my fucking, there's like these bunnies that are like rolling through the hills, like slamming into the car. I'm like, oh, this is fucked. It was fun. I had fun playing it. I can definitely see like it's not a top tier end of the game of the year type of game.
No.
It's definitely a fun little fuck around. If you like survival crafting, you like that FTL roguelite element, I think it definitely hits the nail on the head. And if you don't mind first person driving.
Yeah, but I'm not counting it out. Just saying, little rough beginnings for me.
Oh, I agree. I know, baby. Did you already buy it? Are you pre-ordered? Yeah.
I almost went with.
I did. Oh, you gotta go big, man. You gotta go big.
I almost went with like the collector's edition
Why
where
not?
they send you.
Well, fuck it. It's a digital art book and a soundtrack. Who
It's
cares?
just one.
I know.
Oh no, the
Oh,
statue.
the actual physical edition. Okay, so for anybody's, we're still talking about Elden Ring.
Yeah. Ain't never gonna stop.
DLC June
June 26th.
June 26th. I am fucking pumped. I watched the trailer, kind of like digging into it a little bit. It looks like it's all wrapped around like Milena and her whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
This is going to be really interesting. I'm super excited to see what they do with this.
I'm so excited. It's supposed to be, what is it? 8 new bosses, new fighting style, like 400 new items.
Yeah, some of the melee fighting style, the fucking monk fist or whatever, looks so sick.
The whole of Lingrave as a new extension.
Which I'm
trying to remember off the top of my head. I feel like that's the big one straight center, right?
Yeah. So what I was looking at from it, it looks like you can probably just jump directly into the DLC probably at any point or at a certain, like, okay, you've gotten the needle or something, just something in the storyline. So it is very, very possible that we may not even have to go to a New Game Plus to be able to jump into DLC. Which I don't know if we want to do or not want to do. So I don't know if I want to jump into New Game Plus into the immediate DLC as I'm like just kind of exploring and figuring things out. I mean, I don't mind doing it. I also think it's just enough time to get like the training wheels back on. Yeah.
I'm kind of. I almost did it this weekend, but like people were like, "Oh, let's play this." So I was like, "All right, we'll play some Helldivers. I'll watch you guys play Baldur's Gate 3 while I play Helldivers. I'll play whatever." And then I almost did it. There's a couple times like I was like, "Well, I have Pacific Drive. Like I can turn that on. Like I don't need to like start a new save, but like I'm itching.
I almost feel like we should just do it. Let's just fucking download it, pick a day, and just play Elden Ring again. Like the good old days. Bring it back to 2022, bro.
Better times.
Well,
better times for Ukraine. Better times for the world. Better times for Gaza.
Yeah.
Just let's fucking take it back.
I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
We can actually record and have like decent content. First time for the clip.
I mean, we have to get beans.
Yeah, beans.
You know, and I don't know if this would work into FromSoft lore and stuff like that.
Beans? Oh, of course.
No, let me solo her. Can you imagine if like they put him in as a character?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you saw that they like sent him like the sword and everything like that. Like,
yeah,
that'd be a fun little nod. Like the next time you go to like fight Radon, like he's like one of the guys that pops up to like summon or some shit like that.
Yeah,
not like a full like character you have to fight or interact with a whole lot, but just like a nod.
I feel like if anything, it would be like I would take it as like a statue or something like that, or even like a ghost. You know, something that like something that like is animated through. I'd totally be okay with that. You know.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that with like so much revolving around Melania and whatnot. You're like, ooh.
Yeah,
toss him in.
Like as you're walking into the room where she's already dead to like start the beginning of the cutscene, he's walking out. There's a lot of cool things I could do with that. I mean, honestly, like even if they did new bosses, new zone, and new weapons, I'm comfortable with just playing as is. I want to get back into Elden Ring so bad, so bad. I just need to figure out if I have the time to invest the way that we invested.
Well, I was gonna say that's the hard part is the time.
Because we were different people back in 2022.
Yeah, I was.
You haven't even started you weren't even at the hospital yet.
I wasn't at the hospital at all. I was not doing as much over at the other place either.
Yep.
I was like a for real 3 days a week, like 10-hour shifts.
Yeah.
And just had all the time in the world.
Yeah. You had every other weekend or something that you worked at the other place or whatever.
Yeah. Every now and then I'd have to work like a Saturday.
Yeah.
But it was, for the most part, I was just gaming all the time. I spent 12 hours trying to farm one fucking sword.
Yeah.
I had that much time.
Yeah, I think at that point I was working, but like I was really intermittent. I think I just started the Davis job, so I was like in preparation to do turn. But other than that, like that was, that came out in February. We had all the time up until fucking turn time to play.
Yeah.
So finding the time now is the impossibly hard task. That's what I've been finding a lot lately with just video games, is like finding time to play games.
And dedicating to one game. That's the hard part. Especially when there's so much that's like come out and there's like so many our friend groups spread over here, there, everywhere. It's like figuring out like, all right, like I'm going to put time into this one. That's the hard part.
Yeah. There is no game that we have all come together to decide to play anymore.
But I mean, realistically, we could go through, we could collect our like map locations and stuff like that on new characters and then just save like the big boys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
summon in to fight the fucking tree sentinel first time for the clip. Fucking.
Yeah, if we were gonna sit down and play, I'd start a new character from scratch anyway. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch the big.
100%.
Yeah, that guy is staying where he's at until we get into DLC content, because I've done everything on that character.
I don't even know if I have. Well, it'd be on this computer, the save file for that, or if. Oh, did I?
Ooh, baby girl.
I know. I might not have any of it.
Oh no, that's a scary thought to have. No, you had to have had something, because we were duping shit. So we were making save files. We were making extra save files.
Yeah, we have the save files. So I have a save file on that computer.
Oh.
On this, I don't even know, because
that's fine. You can turn a computer on and rip it off of there. That's not a big deal.
Yeah. Oh, cloud status out of sync. Yeah.
So I don't
have anything on this one, but
that's okay. That's easy. That's an easy fix, because we know where the save files are, so we can just drag and drop. That's no big deal.
But I'm gonna start a new character anyways.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck around, play some new shit, see what's up. So maybe
we don't know how the meta's shifted and how outdated our fucking. I bet you Mean Beam's fucking worthless.
I played a couple months ago, or a month or so ago. I downloaded it and played a little bit and blew all the way through. Went in and fought Morgott and went up through the castle and things like that. And I had a sword with me. I think I went Vanguard for my starting class or whatever. Just ran through it. I was like, didn't feel like it changed so drastically, at least at the early game, that it made it feel bad. It was nice because it was just like, I just need to get back in to make sure I'm comfortable doing this. I can remember my loop, go out, pick up the horse, come back, get my summons, go up, make sure I got my flowers, then go all the way through. Or not the flowers, but the fucking golden seeds or whatever. And then killed the boss, went through the castle, got all the way up to Godfrey, and was like, oh yeah, that fight's still pretty fucking hard.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna see like the meta shift, because like Mean Beam was kind of like its own like thing.
Apparently,
where it got it, and then like the bleed build and stuff, like that was like fucking. It was like, this is like the OP, fucking rage gaming. Hello, fellow unmaidens, and like shit like that. And like they'd be like, all right, well, they've nerfed the bleed build, because like Rivers of Blood was like the fucking hot shit for a little bit. They was like, this is the new one. Make yourself fucking crazy with madness. And then and it's like every like month or so, there was like a new one where like, all right, they fixed it, but here's a new one.
Yeah, that was
chasing those.
God, that was so much fun. I saw a clip not too long ago, Instagram maybe. It was like, sometimes it's not worth playing PvP, and like it's some dude, and it's like one of those like you know, like songs like showing him like a badass. Some guy like loads into like a PvP thing, pulls out the blade, starts the fucking the what is it, the River of Dance or whatever the fuck it's called with the with Melania's blade, and he just parries him and he just stops right in front. The dude just swipes and leaves PvP. That was so fucking sick. The dude never even moved. He just like, the guy just like river death at him and he just like bink, like just blocked it. The guy just disconnected. That's so fucking sick. Oh my god. Yeah, I want to play the game again.
I mean, we have to.
We have to. I mean, think about, okay, so what do we have coming up? I was waiting for Pacific Drive, basically. Like, I was not expecting Last Epoch. That kind of crept out of nowhere. Other than that, I don't know what the fuck is coming up in March. We've got till April before Fallout.
Gray Division could be coming in at any time. We won't know until the 29th. So yesterday for the podcast, they're doing a big dev update where they're talking about, because it's still slated to be Q1. Right. Q1's closing to end. They don't have anything that they are saying is holding them back from coming through on that. So far, they've been having creators come in. They're not allowed to talk about what they've seen or done until they have their 29th thing, but right now they're saying like, okay, there's going to be this many factions. I think there's 8 guns to start off with 400 different attachments you can place within the guns to make them kind of whatever you want.
Right.
Giving you the roadmap. They're just anticipating release date will be announced probably 29th, or at least a better idea of when it's coming out.
Yeah.
Aside from that, and I've seen like some smaller games in March, but nothing that's really jumping out as a like, I need to do this.
I mean, I'm looking at the list here for March. The only thing that is in March that I am actually anticipating, it's right before my birthday, is Dragon's Dogma 2. And that is, if you've ever played Dragon's Dogma 1, you'll know that you're waiting for this fucking game. If you haven't played it, it's a lot like, man, it's a hard fucking explanation, but it is, imagine Dragon's Age without like so much of the slowdown of the combat of like how BioWare does things, meets probably Dark Souls, Elden Ring type of esque, meets Monster Hunter, set in a really unique world and atmosphere. So I don't know how Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be. I mean, I've been kind of following it, not trying to overly spoil myself. It looks like the systems are relatively the same, but Dragon's Dogma 1, what was it, Dark Reprise or whatever the hell they re-released it as, fuck, what an amazing game. I wasted so much. I played that on PS3, I think. And it was just one of those games where, you know, you go around the world, you kill bosses and monsters and all different types of shit, and then you craft, you get yourself better. You have these followers that you can use, that you can buff them up and you can take them on. And you use your followers to like go to other people's world. At the end of the game, there's this huge like fucking dragon boss thing that you can fight that was like community based. It was just a really fucking cool game, but it was very much so on that idea of like, okay, this gear is going to be better for me. This gear is going to be better for me. This is, I'm going to build my character out. I'm going to use these specific abilities. And it's so sick to be like, you know, bowing on an arrow at a monster or something that comes charging at you, and you run, jump off a cliff and then hop onto the back of him and be able to hold on to him, and then just like stabbing the monsters as he's like shaking you off, flings you into a wall. You know what I mean? Shit like that. I was like, the game was really fucking cool. So Dragon's Dogma 2 is on my radar. I'm hoping they don't cheese dick it. I hope they give it a good bit of love, because they had brought out Dragon's Dogma Online. It only came out in Japan, and unfortunately it never made its way to the West. And it was like the perfect way of going from Dragon's Dogma was the online experience of doing it fully multiplayer with everyone, and it just never made it here, which sucked. I've been waiting for it for years and just never made the ball. So Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out, I'm all about that bullshit. And then
sounds fun.
That's it, dude. There ain't shit coming out. South Park Snow Day.
Ooh.
I'll probably just watch that.
is that is South Park's is South Park Snow Day a full game or is it just a mobile game?
I think it's a full game.
Ah,
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's coming out on a mobile.
I played their. What was their? Didn't they have like a? It was like a mobile game, like a card game that you played. I played that for a little bit. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I played.
They do good on their games. They're always like fun and entertaining.
Stick of Truth. What was it? Stick of Truth? Is that what the name of that was? Yeah, the first one. What a fucking great game! I played the shit out of Stick of Truth. It was so much fun. And then what was the other one? The Curry Butthole or something like that. I don't remember what the hell it was called. Something Butthole. Or some shit like that. I'm almost positive that was the name of it. The Whispering Butthole. I've got to be close. So like the Stick of Truth is them playing as
the Fractured Butthole.
Yeah, that's it.
But hole as in
yes, hole.
All of it.
Yeah. The Fractured Butthole. So the first one was all the mages and wizards set in that, and then the Fractured Butthole was them in their like superhero costumes or whatever. Ah man. Studio does a good job. I mean, I love South Park. It's hard to not respect that.
They always hit.
Yep. We'll have to see though. We'll have to see.
All right. Tune in next week as we tell you all about hopefully our journey back into Elden Ring.
I think so.
And then it will be another. I mean, the groundhog has reared his head. He didn't see his shadow. It will be 7 more months of Elden Ring.
What a perfect time to get back into it too. In February, 2-year anniversary. Let's go.
The 2-year anniversary. Just when you thought it was over.
We're still talking about Elden Ring. Bye-bye.